Hello. Right, yep, I think you can hear me. So, you can hear me on both streams right now. So, if you have just tuned into our MotoGP stream, thank you very much for joining us. And welcome to the Circuit of the Americas Grand Prix, the MotoGP Round 15 race. We are doing two streams at once right now, as we're, of course, keeping an eye on the end of this game between Argentina and Portugal. So, right now, we've got warm-ups going on in the MotoGP, so the race hasn't started yet. They're just doing a warm-up lap before the race does start in Austin. But currently, let's watch the rest of this game as it's now Portugal. 50 seconds to go. Holding on to the lead here. Hope you can hear me okay. But do get in touch on whatever stream you're watching on and let us know how you think it's going to go with this MotoGP race. So, as you'd expect, with about 50 or so seconds to go, Argentina are having a timeout. Incredibly nerve-wracking now. This is it, or now or never for Argentina. Portugal have done very well to hold it on. It's what Argentina went through in that semi-final against Brazil, but the opposite way around, where they were holding on to the lead. We got Gonzalo Gundi saying, Vamos, Portugal. Greg says hello on our MotoGP stream. And we're just about to see the start of this MotoGP race then. Don't worry, we're keeping an eye on it all. So we've got Bagnaia starting with Fabio Quintaro second and Marc Marquez third. We've got a hell of a starting grid here for this America's Grand Prix. And that's just about to start, but there's just seconds remaining between Portugal and Argentina. And there we go, lights are out for the MotoGP, and it's Marc Marquez who leads into the first corner. Can he hold on against Fabio Quintaro? Yes, he can. He leads the American Grand Prix. What a start for Marc Marquez, the magician that he is, the world champion that he is, showing how easy it may look on those first few corners of the Circuit of the Americas. Argentina, and it's kicked over the crossbar. And now Portugal might go on to score. No, the ball's gone out of play. 15 seconds to go. Argentina have got so much left to do. Meanwhile, with the racing as well, we've got quite a hell of a start of the race between Marc Marquez and Fabio Quintaro. But back with the game, Argentina with a shot. It's hit the post. Oh, with a second to go, they hit the post. And that's it. Portugal have won. The ball's gone out of play. The timer is gone. And Portugal hold on to win the Futsal World Cup. They are the Futsal World Champions in Lithuania. Bebe can't quite believe it. Ricardinho has got his hands on a World Cup trophy. And how you couldn't have got any closer than that for Argentina. They hit the post at the very end, and they could have taken it to extra time, but they haven't. And Ricardinho and his team have won the Futsal World Cup. 2-1 at full time. What a match that was. Meanwhile, let's quickly check out what's going on the MotoGP then. We've currently got Marc Marquez leading with 20 laps to go. Only a 20-lap race, this one. We got Greg Livingstone saying, is the track where they have the F1? And what are your thoughts on that Qatar will have Grand Prix this season? I believe they will race in the evening. John Gruber says, Fabio, yep, it is the same circuit in America. Let's currently read the comments, though, for you Portuguese fans. I bet you can't quite believe it. Anxiety says, let's go. Tanya Santos saying, whoa. And then Gonzalo Gundi has said now it's Qatar with Cristiano Ronaldo. Yes, he's never won the FIFA World Cup. But what a moment for them. Back with the race, though. We will stay on with the futsal as well till the end. as in just to see the trophy celebrations, unless my stream is cut off for that. Sorry, folks, just time to do a bit of admin work while live streaming. If it works out. There we go. Meanwhile, back with the MotoGP. So Marc Marquez leading the race with 19 laps to go. 0.3 tenths of a second ahead of Fabio Quartararo. So let us know on the live chat page on the we got Rolly BG saying Ollie, 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 Ollie. And Diago saying let's go Portugal. Rolly says thanks, Jamie. We are going to end the stream now for our Futsal World Cup. But if you haven't yet, do subscribe to the channel and give us a like. Congratulations to Portugal. They are the Futsal World Champions. For all of you Portuguese fans out there, enjoy the night. Don't go crazy. Why not? Who cares? Even if it is a school night and a work night, who cares? Well done to Portugal. They are the winners. Commiserations to Argentina. But thank you all for watching for those last 3 Futsal World Cup matches that we did. And be sure to subscribe and give us a like. And then do join us now for the remainder of the MotoGP race with 18 laps to go. That is the America's Grand Prix. Thank you all for watching. See you in a bit. So currently, if you're watching on our MotoGP, hello, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I do apologise, my leaderboard's not working, is it? Where's that gone? Oh dear, my MotoGP stream is... Sorry, my leaderboard is not working at the moment. Let me just refresh that. Should hopefully work for you. There we go. We got Ismail Mail saying, I love Pale. The race graphics are FP4, John Gruber saying. FP4. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But yeah, currently with the race, 17 laps to go. So we're currently on lap 4 of 20. These races do go quick, let's not forget. So at the moment, as you can see, Marc Marquez on that leaderboard is leading the America's Grand Prix. We got... Do get in touch, folks, on our live chat page for the race. Greg asking, so Jamie, what thoughts on Qatar having a Grand Prix this season? I like the circuit. The Qatar circuit's been good for MotoGP, and it's had exciting racing. Different racing series, of course, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how it does with F1. It's another night race. becoming not a very unique thing, is it anymore? But yeah, again, we don't have Singapore this season because of COVID, so they have cancelled that for a second year in a row. Back with the race, Marquez leading by 0.2 tenths of a second, but for Fabio Quintaro, he'll be happy at the moment because he's second, while his championship rival of Bagni is all the way in fifth after he started pole, which Bagni in those last two races was showing some dominance and showing some very good racing for someone who's only started winning races in his MotoGP career. But at the moment, it's Bagni who's all the way down to fifth after a poor start from him, while Marc Marquez makes it look like it was very, very easy. Currently on lap 5 out of 20. Bruno Borges has got in touch saying, MO88, go. Yeah, MO88, Oliveira. Johan Zarco has apparently crashed. Sector 1 has got a yellow flag. Yep, he's off his bike, but it looks as though he should... Looks like there's some things coming off the bike, but it looks as though he should be okay to carry on. There's a couple of stewards that have gone to him to put the bike back up and help him get him back on it and then go back out on the track. 16 laps to go. Marc Marquez first, Fabio Quintaro second, Martin third, Rin fourth, Bagnia fifth, Zarco all the way down to bottom now because of his crash. We haven't seen the replay yet. They didn't show it live, so hopefully he's okay. Looked like he was happy to continue racing. Valentino Rossi, for any of you fans out there, which we do get a lot of you who watch our MotoGP streams, he's currently in 19th. Nakagami in 20th. I think Nakagami had a moment off the track as well, hence why he's all the way at the bottom. Bruno says, hope there's not many crashes. Yeah, of course. But at the moment, Marc Marquez, he's won in America a few times. And I think when they had the last US Grand Prix, which was... Because I don't think they had it last year because of COVID. I'm sure they cancelled it last year. Because normally the US Grand Prix on the MotoGP calendar is normally in April time. So literally it's one of the very first few races. But this year they've pushed it back so that they can still have it. But obviously later on in the year instead. But he's half a second ahead at the moment. Marc Marquez going down the straight as they now reach up to lap 6 of 20. Not as many laps as you'd normally have on a MotoGP race. You're normally looking at the mid-20s for a race at MotoGP, but this circuit is a lot longer. A lot more mileage on offer here at the Austin race circuit, which will be, I'd imagine it's still in the plans to have the F1 race in a few weeks' time. Because if they've been able to do this, well, I'm sure F1 will be convinced that it would go ahead. Just making sure you lot can hear me okay. Yep, all good. But yeah, if you've just tuned in, you've missed a hell of a Futsal World Cup final. Portugal winning the Futsal World Cup against the defending champions, Argentina. So 15 laps to go here. Marc Marquez now a second ahead. Exactly a second ahead of the championship leader, Fabio Quintaro. We've got My King with Marc Marquez 93 with looks to be robot muscles emojis there. And we've got one of the riders sitting and watching in the garage. It looks as though... Who's that one? It looks as though he went off at turn 1. They're showing a replay here. Yep, went off the bike completely. He didn't collide with anyone. He just lost the control of his bike. And luckily for him, he's okay. 15 laps to go. Sorry, 14 laps to go now. Is one lap 7. And Marc Marquez with the fastest lap at 2 minutes 4. You see how long each lap takes, 2 minutes. You don't normally see that. Hipdy Brawl says 93. .93 being Marc Marquez's number on his bike. Number that he's had pretty much since the beginning of his MotoGP career, at least. So, yeah, Francesco Bagnaia all the way in 6th now. He started the race from pole. I don't know what's happened to him there. Espargaro's gone up to 14th. Brad Binder, again, he's having another good race on that bike of his. He's up to 7th. Greg Livingston says, had my 2nd vaccination. My whole arm is throbbing, can't lift it up. It's killing me. Oh, they're just showing something on board on Jorge Martin's bike. Does he collide at all with Rin? No, I don't think he does. He was close to. Here they are coming down the straight. Marc Marquez still leading. 13 laps to go. Jack Miller up in 4th now. And Marc Marquez yet again with another fastest lap of 2 minutes 4.3. His best ever race lap was 2 minutes 3 seconds 0.5 back in 2014. So no one's done that since. And as we got Yaha Colley saying, let's go Marc Marquez, 93. He's controlling this race absolutely beautifully. He's a minute and a half ahead. Sorry, not a minute. A second and a half ahead. I was going to say, if it was a minute and a half, we may as well leave now. The race would no doubt be done. But, yeah, Marc Marquez at the moment. There's just certain circuits with Marc Marquez. It doesn't matter how good his Ducati bike, so not Ducati, Repsol Honda bike is. As long as he's got a decent pace on that bike, he most of the time controls certain races because he just loves certain circuits and he knows them better than any other rider at the moment. He's so good to watch. He may not be close to a championship this season, but, you know, if he can get it right for next year, who knows? I mean, would Marc Marquez ever leave Repsol Honda to try and win more championships? I'd have thought not, but you never know. He's been loyal with them ever since he got into MotoGP, and of course, he won the World Championship for the first time in a Repsol Honda back in 2013. Bruno says some riders are afraid of this Circuit of America's track, so I believe they are not going on full attack. 12 laps to go there. Marc Marquez, he's just increasing the gap. I think he's increased from that last lap either 2 or 3 tenths of a second from what I'm seeing. Because he's now a second and he's 1.8 seconds ahead. Again, when it comes to, you know, short MotoGP races, you know, there's not many laps in MotoGP. A gap like that is huge. Not compared to F1. When F1, there's a lot more racing and a lot more laps on offer. And, of course, the pit stops as well can change all that. But, no, with MotoGP, it's now or never. You've got to do it straight away. They're just showing a replay of the race start. And Marquez, even though he started 3rd, didn't bother him one bit. He took the lead straight away before they even went into turn 1. But I might have to agree with Bruno. I mean, looking at the replay here, some of them didn't seem to really attack that corner, apart from Marc Marquez. And of course, let's not forget that first corner when it comes to the America's Grand Prix. that first corner, you're going up a hill, and it's quite a hill. It doesn't look like, you know it's going uphill, but it's actually a lot higher than you think. If you actually Google the actual pictures and actually the layout of the circuit, it's very steep. So it is quite a challenge to even go up that hill and do those kind of maneuvers. Well, we've got a rider off, and that means it's a yellow flag in sector 3, and it's Alex Espargaro, the number 41 rider. And because of that, he is out of the race. Currently looking at our live poll. If you haven't voted yet, do vote on there. 130 votes in so far, and Bagnia getting the second most votes at 32%, but as you'd expect, Marc Marquez with 47% of votes at the moment, Fabio Quintaro at 15%, and in terms of other riders, it's 6%. I've refreshed the board, I think, Bruno. Yeah, thanks for the heads up. Back with the race, Marc Marquez. Every time I look away from the leaderboard, the seconds change dramatically. He's currently now 2.3 seconds ahead. We're at the halfway point of this race. Marc Marquez at the moment looks to be the man to beat. Bruno says there's some official videos showing many bumps and the bikes really struggle. That's interesting. It doesn't look like a MotoGP circuit, though, Circuit of Americas. Doesn't feel like there is. I might be wrong, but I've only watched 1 or 2 races when it comes to MotoGP with the US Grand Prix. It is a weird one. But, of course, Formula 1 in a few weeks' time will be heading to the Austin circuit, and I'll certainly look forward to watching that at 8 o'clock at night. There's always a good feel to it when it's on at night. Can't go wrong. He's nearly up to 3 seconds now. Marc Marquez just loves this circuit. He knows it better than anyone. But as I said, Fabio Quintaro, he may not go and win the race, but if he can finish second and keep Bagnia behind, and then that will just help him with those nerves, maybe, that somehow Bagnia can somehow bid to change this championship around with just a few races to go. Now at lap 11 of 20. Nearly 3 seconds ahead. We've got Crystal Rose saying, hi all, happy race day. Crystal living in the States. US Grand Prix today for MotoGP, US Grand Prix for F1 in a few weeks' time. Looks like there's a good crowd in. I haven't really paid much attention to the grandstand where the start of the race is, where the checkered flag will be as well. But now Marc Marquez is 3 seconds ahead. That's a massive gap, which in MotoGP terms, that is a big gap. So my current stream at the moment is a little bit slow. Let me just Let me just get it up on my iPad, the race, because it's not working for me. Sorry about this, folks. Probably using a lot of devices at once just to get the race going. So currently 9 laps to go. We're on lap 12 of 20. We got Bella Lestery saying Marc Marquez gap 3200 PQ. It's 3.6 now. That's how quick he is. Incredibly quick. Victoria Guerrero saying Vamos Marc. Victoria, with that surname, people would think you're Sergio Aguero's brother. Oh, sorry, sister. So 3.7 seconds the gap is now. 9 laps to go. So he's in a race of his own today, Marc Marquez. I think he's hungry after coming so close in the races a few weeks ago when he lost to Bagnaia. But it was Bagnaia's first ever win. He was determined that day. And despite the amount of moves and attacks and maneuvers that Marc Marquez did on Bagnaia, he did overtake him for a few moments but could never hold on those corners. Bagnaia is still 5th at the moment. Augie Martin is 3rd. He's 1.3 tenths of a second behind Fabio Quintaro in 3rd. And we got, of course, Jack Miller in 4th, which is a bit more better riding from Jack Miller. He's had some races in the past where he's been able to start in the top 3, but not been able to hold on to those certain positions when it comes to race day. Victoria Guerrero again says Vamos Marc. Just update the leaderboard for you. If you haven't yet, folks, do subscribe to the channel. Give us a like. Do subscribe as well. We'd really appreciate it. We do as many MotoGP watch-alongs as we can do. We'll be open to do the next race, which I think is in 2 weeks' time. The gap is 3.7 seconds between Marc Marquez and Fabio Quintaro. And just showing a replay, and I think, is that Bagnaia going in for 4th? I think it is, yes. Jack Miller, his teammate. Now, did he even fight for it? I don't think he did. Not really. But I don't really blame him. Not when your teammate is fighting for a championship. Crystal Rose saying currently he uses hamsters running on a wheel and they have to be switched out often. Oh, you're on about my Wi-Fi. Yeah, it may as well be two tins and a piece of string. So currently they're showing the live championship table. Quintaro 254 points. Bagnier 199 if they stay in those positions come the checkered flag. So 55 points of a gap between Quintaro and Bagnier. At the end of the day, for Fabio, as long as he stays ahead of his championship rival, then it's one race closer to his first ever championship. And of course, as I said, they're starting to come thick and fast, the final few races. There's not many left. I'd say probably 5 more to go from the top of my head. Funny enough, Greg Livingston's just asked us in the live chat page. Do join Greg and the others in the live chat page and get in touch, folks. We like to read out as many messages as we can throughout our streams. Asking where is the last MotoGP of the season. I believe it's Valencia. It's in November. It's in mid-November. So got another month yet of MotoGP still to come. But I believe it's November, mid-November in Valencia. You may have to Google it, Greg, because I might be wrong. So top 5 at the moment. Marc Marquez first, leading for Repsol Honda. Fabio Quintaro second, and Jorge Martin third at the moment. Remember, folks, to like, subscribe to Let's Talk Sport for all of your MotoGP watch-alongs. We also do football, rugby. We're doing the Cricket World Cup soon as well, so do join us for them. We can't wait to try out cricket for the first time on the channel. Six laps to go. I can't see it going more beyond than a Marc Marquez win, which I think a lot of Americans will be delighted to see him back at the top, especially on a circuit he knows so well. PSY Parvy says, Marc Marquez, 93 always. Actually, just a quick mention as well that Crystal Rose, who's on the live chat page now, it is her birthday today, so happy birthday to Crystal. She's watching from the States where this race is happening at. Excuse me. Excuse me, folks, sorry about that. Oh, the battle for 5th between Francesco, oh no, it's Miller and Rin at the moment. But no, Crystal helps us out with our golf streams. So we're always happy to have on our watch-alongs. Whether it's on the live chat page or the streams itself. Greg says you're right, Jamie. The last MotoGP is at Valencia. I thought so. It's normally in Valencia. Yeah, Crystal would hate it if I said how old she is. Age is just a number. Don't take it the wrong way. 5 laps to go. Marc Marquez in a world of his own. Looks like they're showing a replay on turns 16, 17, and 18. Some good slow-mo shots of Marc Marquez. Bruno says the most impressive circuit in Portimao in Algarve, Portugal. They call it the roller coaster. Of course, they use that in F1 as well these days. They added it last year, didn't they? Jamie Burgoyne saying Jamie's Wi-Fi has been poor ever since he illegally downloaded Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties. Oh dear, I don't think I've seen that one. I don't know if I would go all that way to try and illegally download a film like that, to be honest with you. Maybe if it was the Serbian movie. Which is a film, I've never seen it. I must confirm, I've never seen that film, but I believe it was a film that got banned in a lot of countries. We got Camo G saying Marc Marquez 93. Victoria Guerrero again saying Vamos Mark. Greg Livingston saying, did I tell you, Jamie, last week I was playing golf at St Andrews? Yes, I think you did. The old course, as they call it, which is hosting next year's Open Championship. That's pretty cool, Greg. I've been to the course, but I've never played on it. I'm not really a keen golfer. I just enjoy following and watching it. So, Fabio Quintaro maybe just needs to keep an eye on over his shoulder, because Augie Martin, I think he wants to have a go here with these 4 laps remaining. Francesco Bagnaia in 4th now. He's gone up a place. Rin was ahead of him, but he's overtaken him, which every position he can get now, Francesco, is just to reduce the points a little bit on Quintaro in the World Championship. Donya asking, who's the first racer, bro? Regards, Indonesia. First racer, in terms of leading the race, it is Marc Marquez. Now, Bagnaia trying to close in on the podium. He's 0.6 tenths of a second behind Augie Martin at the moment. And he's decreased the gap, 0.2 tenths of a second now. He's right behind him. I think, is Bagnaia going to go for it? He's literally within a whisker. He'll just keep following until he sees the opportunity. We're less than 20 subscribers away, folks, from reaching 5,200 subscribers. So if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Give us a like. If you love your MotoGP, you want to follow Let's Talk Sport on YouTube for your live MotoGP watch-alongs. So, Augie Martin having to be careful here. He wants that podium place. But Francesco Bagnaia is saying, no, you don't. Renault asking me, where do you think will be the decider of champions? Well, I think it's already decided. I can't see Fabio losing a 55-point lead after this race. You'd have to take some... It straight away needs to be consistency from Bagnaia, which for him today is not actually shown. He had a great day yesterday getting pole position, but to start the race poorly and then to lose those positions is going to cost him. And there has actually been a long lap penalty for a shortcut at turns 4 to 5 for Augie Martin, who's currently 3rd ahead of Bagnaia. Now that should, well, yeah, it should no doubt give Bagnaia the 3rd place with 3 laps to go. He might have just nicked the podium here. We got Vaya Colli saying, go, 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 Mark. In terms of the decider for the champions, I mean, I don't know how many races we got left. How many races we got left? I can't remember from the top of my head. All I know is that the season pretty much ends in about a month. So 52 points now. Just shows how straight away a difference it makes to get in third place. Bagnier is in third place now, so 52 points the gap will be after this race if Fabio stays second and Bagnier stays third. We're coming to the last 2 laps, folks. Two laps to go. 4.2 seconds Marc Marquez is leading. So that's pretty much done and dusted unless Marc Marquez somehow went off his bike. No chance of that happening, I don't think. Fabio Quintaro is 4 seconds ahead of Bagnier. So we should know our top 2. Did I say that? 5 races. If there's 5 more races, I don't know. I reckon it should be done in the next 2, really. After 2 races, I reckon it could be done. But we'll see. You know, I can't see Fabio losing it. I think he's done enough. He hasn't won a race in a handful of races. He's been on a bit of a drought in terms of race wins, but I'm sure he'll get another race win soon. Just showing the battle again between Bagnier and Martin. Jorge Martin, despite the long lap penalty he was given, he ain't given up yet. He's only just behind him, which Fabio would be delighted to see Jorge do that. But as long as he secures his second place, I think he'll be happy. So we're going into the last lap then as Marc Marquez exits turn 1, that's where he won the race pretty much. Pipping Fabio and Francesco to the entrance of turn 1, and that's how he won the race, really. Simple as that. Afterwards, as the sun is currently shining on in the Austin sun, some of the Repsol Honda members in the garage are nervously watching on. Of course, they're still wearing face masks in the garages, so you don't really know what their emotions are. But I'm sure there's a bit of nerves, but also a bit of excitement to celebrate another Marc Marquez win to his glittering MotoGP career so far. It may not be his year in terms of winning the championship, but he's certainly showing that in certain places he is unbeatable with his past experience and past glories over circuits like Austin. Bruno says that there are 3 races to go, so yeah, he should get it done in the next 1 or 2 races. The form Fabio's on, I think he's done it pretty much. But they're showing the cameras of the garages right now of Jorge Martin, Bagnier, Fabio Quintaro, Marc Marquez. But is that the? Oh, that's the long lap penalty from Jorge Martin, I think. He's doing it on the last lap, it looks like. And because of that, Rin has also overtaken him. Only just, though. But meanwhile, the cameras are on Marc Marquez. The domination he has shown on this circuit, you may as well name it after him in MotoGP. He has absolutely blitzed it as he approaches the final corner and he picks up the checkered flag and wins the America's Grand Prix. He does a wheelie down the straight, something for the fans to shout about, and Repsol Honda will take home the win. And it's Fabio Quintaro in second place. That is a good second place for Fabio. I think he knew he lost the race already at turn 1, but as long as he held on and kept the points and podium for Yamaha, he knows that that's a step closer to the World Championship. And for Francesco Bagnier, not a great start. Started on pole position, ended up down in 5th at the start of the race, but he was able to pick himself up and get himself up to 3rd, and that is a podium for him. So what a podium you've got there for today's race. So get in touch on the live chat page, folks. What did you think of the race today? I think that was Fabio pretty much sealing the championship for me. If there was any doubts, he certainly did it today. And we've got Marc Marquez having a quick pat on the back from Fabio Quintaro. Oh, that's a lovely touch. It looks as though Marc Marquez has got a Nicky Hayden flag out at the moment. 69 with the American flag on it, of course. With it being in America, that is a lovely touch. Sadly, Nicky Hayden no longer with us after, I think, what was from what I can remember, was a terrible bike accident or some sort of accident. It wasn't MotoGP related either. He retired by then. But that's 25 points for Marc Marquez. But yeah, of course, you know, Nicky Hayden was once a Repsol Honda rider as well, hence why the tribute paid by Marc Marquez. So, championship standings, Muir in third. 52 points between the top two of Fabio and Francesco. So Fabio currently on the leading points of 254, and Francesco is currently on 202 points. So that is the end of that race as the riders come back to the after their cool down lap. They're just showing a replay here, and this is on the last lap. And oh, Jon Muir collides with one of the riders. Let's watch it again. They're showing it from a different angle. It's something to do with Rossi. I have a feeling that's Valentino Rossi. It's Jack Miller, sorry. It's Jack Miller having a word with Muir. Jack Miller not happy with that, and he's literally, as they both stop their bikes, Jack Miller in a replay just goes like this to Muir, saying, you know, watch out, keep an eye out. But as you'd imagine, there's a lot of American fans wearing the colours of Repsol Honda and the 93 flag for Marc Marquez, but also waving the flag for Nicky Hayden, who's sadly no longer with us. So a lovely tribute there from Marc Marquez. Let's end the poll. So who got it right? Let's look at the percentages of our poll once it comes up in just a minute. So we asked you who will win the America's Grand Prix. Marquez, 47% of you got it right. 29% of you went for our pole sitter, Francesco Bagnaia, and then 17% Fabio Quintaro. 4% of you going for another rider. So thanks very much for voting. We'll quickly ask for your rider of the day, and I think we pretty much know who should get it. Let's put it in though, and let's just make sure. So we've asked you now for your rider of the day. So do vote on the live chat page. Marc Marquez, Fabio Quintaro, Francesco Bagnaia. There isn't really any more standout performances I can really give. I think Marc Marquez, it's an obvious one. They're showing an on-board moment of Johan Zarco at the start of the race. Interesting. And the riders, well, Fabio Quintaro is back in the garage as he takes his equipment off, especially his helmets and gloves, to celebrate his second place. He's clearly delighted with that. Even though he hasn't won the race, I think he's just happy how he's been able to just get the points when it's mattered and be ahead of his main rival of Francesco Bagnaia. Actually, in all fairness, Renault makes a good point. Bastianini from 16th to 6th. That's so damn good. I do apologise, Renault. I didn't realise that. But yeah, that is a hell of a race performance. So if I had the chance, I'd put Bastianini in there. No doubt in my mind. But if you haven't yet, folks, vote for your rider of the day on our live poll on the live chat page. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. Click that subscribe button, give us a like, and we'd really appreciate your support. We're very close to 5,200 subscribers, so help us get there. We'd really, really appreciate it. If you love your MotoGP, subscribe. And when you click that button, it's free. Don't be frightened. Click that button. So yeah, we'd really appreciate it. But if you're new to the channel, Let's Talk Sport, as it says on the title, we cover as many sports as we can. We do football. We just did the Futsal World Cup that was on before. What else do we do? We also are looking forward to doing some T20 Cricket World Cup watch-alongs later this month when it starts and kicks off in India. Can West Indies hold on to that world crowd, or can someone else beat them to it? We'll find out in the next month or so. It's a long tournament, but as well as football, we do rugby as well. We also do golf, tennis, F1, MotoGP, you name it. We do as much sport watch-alongs as we can, so it's your support that really helps us. And Crystal Rose says, thanks for the birthday wishes, LTS fam. You're all definitely making it special. Well, you know, we all love you here, that's for sure. It looks as though Marc Marquez is on the phone. I'm not sure who's on the phone too, but I think one of them. I'm not sure, to be honest. He's on the phone song, passes it back to his to his engineer, and then that's it. He just celebrates. I'm not sure who's on the phone to. Could have been his mum, could have been anyone. Now apparently the stewards are looking at an incident involving Miller and Muir, and he is under investigation. What happened at the end of the race, which Muir collided into Miller. So I think if they do review that again, I think Miller should get his place back, because I think Muir finished ahead of Miller after clashing into him. Crystal says, NFL, yes. Yes, we do need to do that. We haven't done an NFL watch-along yet. That needs to come very soon enough. So if any of you like your NFL, do stay in touch with our channel to keep an eye out for it. Greg Livingston also asking, is there any other streams this week, Jamie? So we've got mainly the what do you call it? We've got the Women's Champions League watch-alongs this week. So Arsenal playing Barcelona and Man City, I think, playing, or is it Chelsea? I think it's Chelsea. I can't remember. So there'll be watch-alongs for those this week, Tuesday night and Wednesday night. We also have on Thursday night the Nations League semi-finals between Belgium and France. So a lot of football this week for our watch-alongs. And, of course, this week is the Indian Wells tennis tournament with Emma Raducanu taking part. And I think, as well, Andy Murray will also be taking part. So we'll be keeping an eye on our British tennis players, at least, and we'll try and cover the finals in 2 weeks' time for the women's and the men's tournament, the WTA and ATP at the Indian Wells event. So, yes, lots to look forward to on the live stream watch-alongs for Let's Talk Sport. And I think really we're going to wrap it up there. If we just quickly look at the leaderboard one last time. So confirmation that Marc Marquez has won the America's Grand Prix comfortably by winning by more than 4.5 seconds ahead of our championship leader, Fabio Quartararo of Yamaha. Francesco completes the podium in third, despite starting the race in pole. It just wasn't his day. Rins is fourth. Jorge Martin fifth. Bastianini sixth after starting the race in 16th, thanks to Renault, who informed us on the live chat page. We got Muir 7th, Jack Miller 8th, Binder 9th, Espargaro 10th, Oliveira 11th, Alex Marquez, who is Marc Marquez's brother, he finished in 12th, Dovizioso in 13th, Marini in 14th, Valentino Rossi, his final ever race in the US, which is not a race he'll remember, sadly, as he finished in 15th, because let's not forget he will retire from MotoGP at the end of the season. Licano 16th, Nakagami 17th, Petrucci 18th for Tech 3 KTM, Morbidelli 19th for Monster Energy Yamaha, and then the two riders that didn't finish today is Espargaro from Aprilia Racing Team and Johan Zarco, who went out at the start after just 5 or 6 laps in for Pramac Racing. So congratulations to Marc Marquez for his race win today, and also what a moment for Fabio Quartararo, a step closer to his first ever World Championship in MotoGP. And finally for me is to say thank you to you lot at home. If you've been with me this evening, it's been quite a hectic evening. We had the Futsal World Cup won by Portugal, followed by a great win for Marc Marquez. So a great day for two nations that are right next to each other in Europe, for Spain and Portugal in the world of sport. But my thanks to you lot at home for staying tuned and watching the watch-alongs we've offered you today. It is pretty much the end of this stream now. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you on our next watch-along in a couple of days' time. See you later, and don't forget to subscribe to Let's Talk Sport.